The year is 1965. British invasion is in full swing, and the Kinks are one of the biggest names in rock. But in America, things worked a little differently when it came to album releases. Enter Kinks-Size, a compilation that helped cement the Kinks' growing popularity stateside. Is this album a hidden gem or just a cash grab with a capital K? Let's take a closer look. Hi, I'm Andy Fenstermaker, host of Poetic Wax, a weekly music history series and podcast where I dig into the record collection I've been building since the 1990s to explore the sometimes little-known history of a band, album, or song from within. Back in the 1960s, American and British record labels didn't always see eye to eye on album releases. While UK fans got the Kinks' debut album in 1964, Reprise Records in the United States decided to mix things up, repackaging tracks from different releases. The result? Kinks-Size. Released March 1965, Kinks-Size wasn't a studio album in the traditional sense. Instead, it was a US and Canada only compilation. It was compiled by Reprise to capitalize on the Kinks' Hullabaloo performance in February of that year.
Those fellows happen to be the Kinks.
In addition to the Kinks-Size EP, it featured a few tracks missing from the US pressing of their debut album, Kinks, which was released as You Really Got Me in the States, and the A and B sides of their singles, All Day and All of the Night and Tired of Waiting for You. This kind of repackaging was common at the time. The Beatles, the Rolling Stones, both had their UK albums sliced and diced for American audiences. But did it work for the Kinks? Well, let's talk about the music. Without a doubt, the standout track on Kinks-Size is Tired of Waiting for You. This song became a massive hit, reaching #1 in the UK and #6 in the US. It showed a more melodic and pensive side of the Kinks, contrasting with their earlier raw, aggressive sound.
So tired of waiting for you.
Originally recorded mid-1964, Tired of Waiting for You was actually a departure from the Kinks' usually high-energy, hard-hitting rock sound. The song's slower, more melodic tone highlighted Ray Davies' evolving songwriting skills. It was one of the first tracks where the band experimented with a more reflective and polished production style. Ray Davies reportedly wrote the song while dealing with the exhaustion of constant touring and record label pressure. The repeated lyric, Tired of Waiting, wasn't just about love, it was reflected in the frustration of being a rising star under immense industry control. Then there's All Day and All of the Night, one of the most iconic songs in rock history. That distorted power chord riff, pure proto-punk perfection.
Girl, I want to be with you all the time. The only time I feel alright is by your side. Girl, I want to be with you all of the time, all day and all of the night.
Recorded in late 1964, All of the Day and All of the Night was a natural evolution of You Really Got Me. It had the same aggressive power chords, but this time the song structure was tighter and the production had more edge. Some music historians, rightfully so, consider it one of the earliest examples of what would become punk rock. Interestingly enough, The Doors' Hello, I Love You bears a striking resemblance to All of the Day and All of the Night, leading to speculation and maybe a little controversy over whether The Doors lifted the riff from the Kinks. Ray Davies himself even commented on it years later. The album also features deeper cuts, like Come On Now, a high-energy track that doesn't get as much love as it probably should, and of course, Louie Louie, a song that just about every single garage band covered in the 1960s. So how did Kinks-Size do? Well, pretty well, actually. It rode the wave of Tired of Waiting for You, and it helped the Kinks strengthen their position in the US market. While it didn't break any records, it was an essential stepping stone in their American success story, which had some other hiccups along the way. But looking back, Kinks-Size almost feels like a label cash grab rather than a carefully curated album. It lacks cohesion, and since most of the tracks had already been available elsewhere, it didn't offer much new for fans. Today, Kinks-Size is more of a historical curiosity than a must-have album. It's a fascinating snapshot of how record labels operated in the 60s and a reminder of how the Kinks were shaping rock history at the time, even when their discography was being hacked up a bit for the US market. What do you think? Do you consider Kinks-Size an essential part of the Kinks catalog, or is it just a forgotten compilation? Let me know down in the comments, and then dig into the story behind You Really Got Me in the next episode.